When you're cooking for a special occasion, you want to nail some key things. 1. Your recipes need to be bulletproof. You don't want a disaster on the big day. 2. As well as tasting phenomenal, they have to be easy to serve so you can relax and enjoy yourself. 3. When you're out to impress, food needs to look great too. My first recipe fits the bill perfectly. Stuffed lamb with spinach and pine nuts.
Stuffed meats are perfect for special occasions. They look impressive, taste amazing, but more importantly, they are so simple to do. Pan on for the stuffing. It's a saddle of lamb, basically a sort of Rolls-Royce cut, perfectly shaped, and it suits stuffing to an absolute T.
For the stuffing, finely chop an onion.
Garlic, nice thin slices. Oil in. Onions and garlic in. Just salt and pepper. Make sure the stuffing is beautifully seasoned so it helps to season the inside of the lamb. Now we've got the colour on those onions. We're going to throw in some pine nuts. And that helps to give a bit of a texture. Here's where it starts getting really exciting. Spinach in. And just lay the spinach over the pine nuts. It looks like a lot of spinach, but that's going to condense and disappear almost instantly. There's so much more flavour in spinach when you saute it, as opposed to steaming it or boiling it. Gas off, and look at that. Now, to bring that together, no eggs, no breadcrumbs, crumpled feta over the spinach.
Feta cheese adds a beautifully salty, sharp and creamy flavour.
What this does, it brings that stuffing together. Now, open up the lamb. Keep those little fillets to the side. That's the channel that we want to stuff. So I want to just open that up a little bit there. Salt and pepper, lightly. And before we put our stuffing in, we're going to season it with sumac.
Sumac is a wonderful lemony spice that goes brilliantly with lamb, and you can get it in most big supermarkets.
And it sort of cuts through that thick, rich sweetness of the lamb. Open up that lamb there. Take a spoon. If you're preparing this for the day ahead, then let the stuffing cool down. It's inevitable when you start rolling it and tying it, some's going to squeeze out, so load up the ends. Take these beauties, these little fillets, and just support that stuffing and sort of increase that beautiful tunnel. And then from there, over, there, and bring that towards you, and then roll. Like I said, some of the stuffing's going to come out. Now, just tie it. First off, around the side. And don't worry about some flash butcher's knot. Just tie it. One in the middle.
You can get butcher string from your local butcher or at cookware shops.
They go too tight. Go too tight, it just forces all that stuffing out of the lamb when it's in the oven. Nice. Now, we'll just season the top of it.
Roll the joint to make sure all the skin gets seasoned.
Now, you think normally that just goes in the oven like that. That's how my mum would do it, but get your tray onto the gas. Oil in. Get it really nicely coloured. None of your stuffing's coming out of the sides, really important. Look at that colour, beautiful. It does kick-start the roasting process. Gas off, into the oven.
Cook for 45 to 55 minutes, depending on how pink you want your lamb. Lift the lamb out of the fat to rest. Resting it raised up in the tin will stop it cooking, but not cool it down too quickly, and means you won't lose any of those lovely juices. Next, I'm making a simple but sophisticated accompaniment for the lamb.
Top and tail the cucumber. Peel it. Cut the cucumber into 3 and just core. Taking out all that, it's just sort of watery, seedy, and it spoils the flavour. Slice the cucumber. Cucumber in. Really nice way of making a cheap and cheerful cucumber look glamorous. We're going to dress that cucumber with a nice fresh yoghurt. A couple of tablespoons. Next, some fresh mint. Dress it. Touch of salt. Touch of pepper. And then pomegranate molasses. That just sweetens it up. Finish that with lemon. Mix that up. Lamb is rested. Carefully take off the string and then just gently pull them back. Straight edge knife that's going to cut through that crispy fat on the outside instantly. I tied it purposely so I can get my portion control from the lines. Hold it nice and firmly. Look at your line where the string was and look. And this one is going to be amazing. Lay and down. Just in those two slices there, it proves that stuffing meat is for special occasions because that is a saddle of lamb at its absolute best.
Stuffing meats and fish not only makes them look fantastic, it also gives them an extra added flavour dimension too. Once you've mastered the technique, you'll be able to turn out dishes that will guarantee you'll have an unforgettable feast. Here are 3 more of my favourite easy stuffed dishes that are perfect for any feast. First up, chicken with garlic and chestnut stuffing, packed with flavour and earthy richness. For the stuffing, fry finely chopped onion, garlic, and celery in hot olive oil. Next, add pine nuts, which have a lovely creamy taste, and chopped, earthy cooked chestnuts. Both add a wonderfully chewy texture and richness to stuffings. Season. And add chopped parsley. Then stir in cooked wild rice. Next, take a whole deboned chicken. It's fitting to do at home, but if you ask, your butcher will do it for you, and pile the stuffing mixture along the centre. Now simply roll the chicken up tightly and tie it with your butcher's string. Then roast in a hot oven for just over an hour. Simply carve into magnificent thick slices. So impressive, so easy, and trust me, this is a dish guaranteed to get a fantastic reaction on any occasion. Whole stuffed fish will always make an impression. My next recipe is sea bass stuffed with fennel, lemon, and capers. First, place a whole gutted sea bass on foil and season the fish inside and out. Sea bass is known as the king of the seas and has a wonderful sweet white flesh. Start the stuffing with sliced fennel. Its aniseed flavour works brilliantly with the fish. Next, add capers, fresh dill, and slices of lemon. Then dot in knobs of butter. Lastly, add a splash of white wine, which helps to steam the fish and creates a lovely sauce. And seal tightly into a parcel. This locks in all the juices and flavour. Then simply bake in a medium oven. Unwrap and hear your guests ooh and ah with delight. Prepared in 10 minutes, wrap for intense flavour, a stunning sea bass that's bound to create a stir. My next dish throws a Spanish twist on a classic English roast. Pork stuffed with manchego and membrillo. Use a pork loin roasting joint. Lay the joint skin side down and cut 3/4 of the way into the flesh, creating space for the stuffing. Next, thinly sliced Spanish manchego cheese. This has a wonderful buttery, nutty taste and is fantastic for stuffing as it melts brilliantly. Sliced Spanish membrillo quince jelly, sweet and perfumed, is the perfect partner for the saltiness of the cheese. Then simply layer your cheese and quince jelly into the pork. Add sage leaves for a strong and deliciously bitter flavour. Roll the meat up and tie with butcher's string. Next, add more sage leaves and some aromatic fresh thyme to a roasting tin. Then lay the pork on top, skin side up. Cut a bulb of garlic in half and wedge it under the meat. The garlic wedges help lift the pork so it roasts to perfection and will add a sweet depth of flavour to your gravy. Drizzle with olive oil. Season and roast for just over an hour with the heat on high for the first 20, which helps get the skin crispy and golden. Once cooked, leave the pork to rest as you make a stunning gravy. Simply place the roasting tin over a medium heat, add a glug of sherry and deglaze. Using the roasting juices gives your gravy maximum flavour. Simmer and reduce for a few minutes. Then pour in the incredible resting juices from the pork. Finally, strain the silky rich gravy over the stuffed loin and serve immediately. Stuffed through with incredible flavour, rich, sweet and aromatic, a stunning centrepiece fit to grace any table, anywhere, anytime. 3 dishes stuffed to perfection. Proof you can have food that's simple to pull off, but looks incredible and tastes $1,000,000.
Amazing.